All right, we're in a new studio, something a little bit different, something much more expensive than I have. We are in the
Artist Lounge.
Verizon Artist Lounge. Steven Tyler stood up here. There's drum sets.
He actually did.
Yeah, no,
He
I
really
was here
did.
the day he did it, and
Yeah.
y'all told me I couldn't go bug him for an autograph.
That's right.
I had Steve in the truck, and I wanted to go get Steve out of the truck and come take a picture holding Steve with Steve, and I was told, no, don't do that.
That sounds about right.
Well, it's because Steve's more popular than him.
Well, that is Steve the dog.
Steve
Steve Tyler doesn't
way
have
more
anything.
Maybe
with
now
the
he
dog.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we just got done recording a Bite Me podcast, and while I've got these guys, I wanted to do something on a topic that is going to be, big for the upcoming season. We're getting into the sunny days, the bright days, and a question we get a lot, all three of us, is what are the best glasses to use when you're out there fishing? What colors, whatever. And so Scott was a rep for Costa for a long time. I am not on the Costa Pro staff, but I have made some calls. I will be honest about that. But I've used all kinds of different pairs of glasses, so we're going to talk about that here in the Verizon Lounge. All right, so the sunny days are upon us. We're answering questions about sunglasses, what to use. Again, I've used all kinds of pairs, and I've enjoyed all kinds of brands, but I always end up coming back around to the Costas. And then Costa has come up with a new product we're going to talk about at the end of the video that I'm personally very excited about. I just showed them to John. John thought they were
amazing.
They're pretty neat, right?
Pretty amazing.
And then, Scott, he saw them right when they rolled out. But the first thing that we'll cover is bay fishing. What kind of glasses do we use in the bay? Me, myself, I like the copper lens with the green mirror. Scott, what do you think?
It's copper. It doesn't have to have the green mirror. The green mirror adds like 2%, I believe, additional light.
It blocks 2%.
It blocks 2% more of the light. I think if you don't have a mirror, it's like 10% of the light, or 12% is getting through. With a mirror, it's 10%.
So when you're looking in the water, does the silver mirror versus the green mirror, does it make you be able to see into the water any better?
No. It's no difference.
So mirrors are simply for cleavage at Academy.
Mother of God.
Yeah. And if you're going to do that, go with the blue or the green mirror.
The green works great.
You can't see through those.
Total coincidence.
Now, the silver
I like
ones
the
you
blue
can.
mirror. So that has nothing
The
to do with
silver ones you can see through that
You can
mirror.
see the-
nothing to do with what he just said.
So if we're talking about fishing here, the mirrors don't matter, but we have told you what you actually wear the mirrors for.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, that being said, I know that a lot of the full-time, all the time on the water guys, they don't like the mirrors as much because the light hits the mirrors and ends up cooking your nose.
I don't have that problem.
No.
It doesn't bother me. I use the mirror because I want it to be as dark as possible.
Okay.
That 2% doesn't sound like much, but it does make a bit of a difference. Mostly, among the Costa folks, they'll tell you that it's more about style.
Right?
As far as the mirror goes, it's just looks.
Well, that makes sense then, because I like a lighter glass. I used Smith for a long time, and the one thing I did like about Smith was the glass was a little bit lighter, but those did have the lighter silver mirror on it versus the green, so that might be where I'm getting that difference at.
Could be. I don't know exactly what their light transmission qualities are, but we also, with Costa, you also have that sunrise.
Right.
And that's a really good one for the bay as well. So anything that's got the copper or the sunrise is more of a yellow. It gives you more definition in the water.
Okay.
It makes colors pop. Like a redfish on green grass will pop with that copper. If you use the gray lens, that's a neutral color, and it just kind of makes everything blend in together.
So the gray lens, and that's what I've always heard from you guys. I'm not much of an offshore guy, but I've always been told that the gray lens is for the offshore guys.
Well, the gray is more soothing, and it's, like I said, neutral. The copper brings out color, and it's more of a HD. Yeah,
Okay.
It's wow. I can really see good. When you're offshore, you've got light coming at you from every direction. You want as much calming, soothing as you can get, and you're not looking for color in the water. You're looking for shapes. You're looking for shadows. So you don't have to have that definition of the redfish on the green grass or the different change of the color of a sandy bottom or a mud bottom going into shell.
Right, and I noticed
you're trying to pick that color out.
With my coppers, I can really see the color changes and whatnot a lot better, especially when the sun is penetrating the water. And so the gray is more for just keeping yourself from getting a headache, keeping your eyes from getting fatigued while you're offshore, but not necessarily for really cutting in the water and seeing that.
Right. I use gray for offshore, and I use gray for driving.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't wear them in the bay.
See, me myself personally, I prefer copper all the time just because I get used to it, right? And then the Costa recently came out with the Sunrise Silvers. I say recently, it's been about a year or so.
It's been a while.
And Scott got me into the Sunrise Silvers, and I'm going to be honest, I'll wear them in the mornings whenever it's maybe it's foggy or the sun isn't up good yet. But when I'm running my boat, I want to keep the wind out of my eyes. And a lot of the times, I'll leave the Sunrise Silvers on all day. Even if the sun gets bright, and that's I go back to I prefer a lens with more light transmission through it, and the Sunrise Silvers really saved my butt in a tournament last week because we launched just a little bit after daylight, but it was heavy rain for 2 days. It was heavy rain, and we were running a pretty fast boat, but I was able to put them on, keep the rain from beating my eyes up, but they still let enough light through that I could drive safely with them right after daylight.
Like I'm just listening to you guys. I don't have the expertise that Scott does. Obviously, he's very well connected with them. I'm a heavy duty fisherman, but a consumer when it comes to sunglasses. And I'm listening to you guys. I've tried Maui Jim. I've tried Smith. I always go back to Costa, and the reason is exactly what you taught. I use the lighter Sunrise lens in my truck more than anything because we get a lot of rain in Houston, and you can actually drive better and see better with the rain. So I'm just it's fascinating. I'm just a consumer here. I use the copper with the blue. I use the mirror, but I have a floppy hat, and that helps, by the way, if you like them. Because if you have a baseball cap, a lot of times that will burn your nose. But I have the big A&M, you've seen it. So as a consumer, I'm just listening, thinking, okay, that's why I like that, and that's why I like the other one. Yeah.
There's science behind all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the 580. That's I don't want to get too technical, but it's the wavelength of light that it's blocking. Almost every other sunglass out there is at 400, which is what Costa used to have, the old Costa 400s. Well, now Costa's got the 580. It blocks out more of the harsh light than other glasses.
And then they have the plastic lens and they have the glass lens. Me, myself, I wear glass because it scratches, it's harder to get it to scratch. It does weigh a little bit more, but that's where we're going to get into these new Costas a little bit later. But I wear the glass just because whenever I get like the salt crystals on it, I can wipe them off my shirt where the plastic, it seems to kind of fog them up a little bit. Yeah. Is there a difference in clarity between the glass and the plastic, Scott?
Yes. Independent research. I used to go to all the Costa sales meetings and everything in Daytona, and they provided us with all this stuff. Costa glass is the clearest. It's optically the clearest glass of any of the sunglasses. Costa's plastic is number 2 before other
people's glass.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable. I mean, it really is noticeable. If you wear glasses quite a bit, you can tell the difference. The glass is a little bit heavier, but it doesn't scratch.
Right.
And invariably, I've tried plastic because I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get one pair of plastic ones for those really long days when I'm going to be on the water all day. Invariably, I'll put a scratch right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Every time.
There's a pair sitting on the dash of my truck. I spoke with Mr. Bacon, who's the Costa rep, and talked him into giving me a pair, or I say giving me a pair, providing a pair to me at my expense for everyday glasses. I wanted something kind of lighter. I ended up going with the Turrets, which they were a plastic lens, but they had a titanium frame. They were really light, and man, I loved them. But the only thing I would do, I'd put them right here on my shirt, and I would drive with them. That was it. And they lasted about 3 months, and the scratch right across the retina. It's never in a corner.
No.
It's always dead in the middle.
It's dead in the middle every time. And you got 3 months. That's a lot.
Yeah,
I never really got past just like a week or two.
I got the bad habit of cleaning them with the shirt, which I probably shouldn't do, obviously, but plastic tends to have a little bit.
You have to wet
effect.
the plastic.
Yeah, it has a little worse.
You need to put there's several different ones that have the wetting agents on them.
Yeah.
You need one of those if you're going to go with the plastic. Yeah. If the glass is just too much for you, it's a little too heavy on your nose, then go ahead and do that.
Well, the plastic lasts me a little while because I'm known for taking care of my stuff and not breaking any of my things.
Ever.
Right?
Yeah.
Ever.
So let's talk about the most important thing I've found in glasses, especially with the sight casting and the stuff that I do, is the fit of them. I want them to be a full frame. You go to FTU or you go to Anglers Anonymous or Academy or wherever, and you put them on there in the store, and man, they feel real good. They got the light arms and they fit real good. But then you get out on the water and there's sunlight coming in behind them, and that's where, if I'm choosing a pair of glasses for fishing versus a pair of glasses for driving, I'm gonna think about these things whenever I put them on the store. If I can see anything coming in the sides, that's probably not the pair that I'm gonna buy for fishing. Would you agree with that?
Right. And everybody always comes to me and says, well, you see it on the social media posts. What style? What model? What model glasses should I get? I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to go put them on. You need to go try them. We went through this when John and I first started the Bite Me podcast. John was wanting some new glasses, and he said, well, what are you wearing? I said, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. You got to go to the store. That's why I'm so against buying them online. Go to a store like Fish and Tackle Unlimited or someplace that has the full array. I mean, they've got the big case of them. And the girl that works there, it's usually a young female, that girl has been trained by the rep, and which is what I used to do on to how to fit you. I could look at you and go, I can pull 3 different pairs out of that case, and these 3 pairs are going to fit your face. You go try on all 3 of those, whichever one of those is best, use that one. Don't ever walk in there with a preconceived, I want this
style, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that. Let the person, if they seem like they know what they're doing, and most of them do, let them choose it for you, and then try those. Narrow it down, because there's 50-something pairs of glasses in there.
Right.
And you can stand there all day long and have no clue what you want. But let them do that. Then, like you said, what you want it to go on like that, start looking right here.
Right.
I can see my finger on this one. These are fantails. Fantail's not my glasses.
Right.
My glasses are Jose's.
Right, and so that's
They fit
me.
my face different.
I wear these Reeftons, and they're probably not my favorite thing to drive in all day. But whenever I put them on, I can't see anything going here. I've got full coverage in them. As soon as I get back in my truck, most of the time I'm pulling them off, putting on a lighter, more comfortable pair. But that being said, and like Scott said, you go to somewhere like FTU or somewhere, and they're going to have people that are trained to find those glasses for you. And so, but the polarization, you have 45 seconds. 45 seconds.
I can't do polarization in 45 seconds. I'll try it.
39.
Okay.
38.
Think of window blinds that are like this. Okay, window blinds. That's what's on here. There's lines in there. That's what polarization is. Polarization is the polarization of light. When it hits a flat surface, that's that white glare that you get. So now you put these on. Now that white glare is coming at you. Now you've cut 50% of it. You will never cut all of it. You can't do that. But now you've got 50% of it taken out. And the one interesting thing you can do with a pair of glasses is take one other pair and hold them upright. Take this pair and hold them that way. And at that point right there, it will almost completely block out all the light.
Because they're crosshatched.
Now they're crosshatched.
Yeah.
So if you ever have a pair of old glasses and you're wondering, man, are these really polarized? You can do that.
Figure
with
it that way.
With a pair that you know is polarized. The other way you can do it is look at a shiny, flat surface like this, and then slowly rotate the glasses. And when you get it sideways, perfectly sideways, it'll be brighter.
Right.
Like at the factory, these things they're round, and they come in there and they have a direction marked on them. And that direction, when they cut it, it has to be in there just right. If they've got it off, then it's not really polarized anymore unless you turn it.
So if you're wanting glasses you can see in the water, they have to be polarized. You're probably not wearing your favorite baseball Oakleys out to do that. And like Scott was saying, it's a pretty cool little side project. If you're out in the water and you got them on, if you just turn your head sideways like that, you'll see the glare on the water just change in an instant. But all right, so let's move on. The newest, latest, greatest Costas. We've talked about how the glass is heavier. Whenever I get back in the truck, I take off my big fishing glasses. I put on little light driving glasses. Well, these have came out. There's not a whole lot of frames. I think there's the fantails, and then there's the broad. I think the broad bills might be the other one. But there's 2 men's styles, and I think there's 2 women's styles that they've done this with. And what they did was they took a lot of the plastic out of it, where the plastic is thinner and lighter, and then they made the glass thinner and lighter also, which is both. It's exciting because as being guys that wear these all day long, a little bit less weight on our head and our nose, it's the number one complaint. I had to search through a lot of Costas just to find a pair that didn't hurt my nose or my ears after 8 or 10 hours in the water, and especially with my cat pressing on them and whatnot. And then my other complaint with them is whenever I really need them is whenever the wind's real low and we're doing a lot of sight casting. That's when I really want to be able to see in the water well. Well, when there's no air movement, then I was having problems with my glasses fogging up on the inside. And so what Costa did was they made the glass lighter, the frames lighter, and then they came and they put the nose pieces are different now. A lot of us had problems with our nose pieces kind of delaminating, coming off. Well, they're installed differently now, and now the nose pieces will you can actually move them to where they fit your nose better, and then there's air ports in here to let the air come into between your eye and your glasses to keep the fog off of them. And then Scott just pointed out that in the bottom of the frame, they made it to where whenever sweat comes off of your cheek and hits your glasses, it'll actually roll out there. And then you were saying that there's actually a feature that lets air come back in it.
Well, you've got the vents on the nose piece, and then these are your exit vents on the inside.
So the air can come in here at the nose, and then through these channels right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but through these channels, the air actually has a way to come out. And there's a lot less of the rubber stuck on here, you know.
Yeah, the rubber was always a problem. It varied from person to person. What they found was it was the pH in your skin. Your sweat pH is what determined whether or not you could wear the ones with the rubber or whether that rubber was just going to get eaten up.
Yeah.
Also sunscreens, and the world's worst was mosquito spray.
Mosquito spray.
If you sprayed down with mosquito spray and put your sunglasses on and they had that rubber on them, it's going to eat them up.
I got you. Well, I think they've addressed that.
They have. They've changed the formula and they've changed the way they do it. The frames are actually a new type of plastic that's stronger, lighter. And the whole thing just feels so much like they feel like the plastic lenses, but
they really do.
Yeah, in fact, it feels good.
In fact, I said I have that exact pair, and they went, "Oh no, it's not those," because I have the plastic pair that looks very similar to that, and I picked it up and I go, "Oh, okay, I have that." No, it's not. It's much better.
All right, so anyway, there it is. This wasn't meant to be a Costa commercial, but
it's good information.
Yeah, as I've told you guys over and over, whether I'm sponsored or not, I've tried almost everything. The one that I've stuck with the longest and believe in is the one I'm going to tell you about. And I'm pretty excited about these new pros. I don't even own a pair yet. These are on loan to me, by the way. This isn't a give Caleb a pair and he'll talk about them, because I stopped at FGU and said, hey, let me borrow a pair of these glasses for the video. But I've been eyeballing them for about a month now, and I love where they're going with it, and I will own a pair as soon as possible. So hey, Scott Null, John Lopez, thanks for being here. Polarized glasses, you're going to need them this summer, and we will catch you on the next one.